Welcome, everybody, to another episode. Benjamin Barbus Buckley.
Betrayer.
After being struck down by dog breath.
Nobody's perfect.
Absolutely. We have seen that death is not the end for Benjamin Barbus Buckley, for he has arisen once more, bursting out of his material flesh form into his true nature, a massive worm-like tendril creature made of a mass of writhing sort of protrusions with eyes at the end of them that seem to make up what his face used to be. He has arisen up before dog breath and turned his gaze. And I'm going to need us all to please roll into initiative.
Let's do it.
Woo!
I did roll last
Absolutely,
episode.
100%.
I'm keeping my 20.
Absolutely.
You would like to keep
20, 100%.
Hey, I rolled it last time and I was going to keep it
I'll
regardless.
check the books.
I was going to keep it
We have the
regardless.
record. We have the record. I stand by the record. Mm-hmm.
I roll a 16.
Oh!
For the Worm Lord,
do you got,
Benjamin
Henry?
Barbus Buckley.
I got, with my foresight, a higher score of a 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Sigmund, that means you are going first. What would you like to do?
I would like to apologize to Dog Breast for... oh,
About
shit!
to happen.
And then I go, oh, and cast ball of necrotic green and black energy.
I rolled a 10.
A 10 on the D20
Plus?
with the bonus. Plus 6. That is just enough to get the 16 that you need.
Plus 6.
Correct me if I'm wrong, however.
Yeah.
Light on a successful save still deals half
Damage, but that sucks. So it's only 15 damage.
You see worms begin to splatter and explode, but more worms just seem to grow and replace them. It looks like he's barely been scratched with 15 points of damage.
No.
He just rises stronger and more powerfully.
Beautiful. I'm moving a little bit closer. That's my turn.
I will just point out that you feel, because you still have Speak with Plants active, the voice of Friedrich, your Everseed. Help him. And you think he's referring to dog. Okay. Just to be clear on that. It seems like
yeah.
this guy. No, not that guy.
Friedrich.
And Friedrich actually got it. Dog breath. They just
Crazy
leans in
character.
on that.
All right.
I mean,
Dog breath, that will bring us to you next. What would you like to do? The Holy Avenger flies into your hand.
You abomination. You steal me from my surrendering. You bring me to your home and do not treat me like a guest. I take you to my friend's house and you shut the door on him. You lie to me and then lie again. And I'll smash down Spiritual Gardens level 4,
Ooh, absolutely.
which will bring down a wave of protection around me, and I'll determine that the people that are allowed around me is my Sigmund friend.
Mm-hmm. Registered as an ally, got it.
I know my friend Terran Witherwalder.
You do not see him at the moment, just to be clear, so you do not have the ability to designate him as an ally.
He'll probably come into battle knowing Terran. And I think that's all I can do aside from movement, right?
That would be your action in theory. However, as your bonus action, I will just say the Holy Avenger quivers in your hand, and you, for the first time ever, hear its voice in your mind. Like a celestial angel, it says, "Point me the way and release me."
oh, shit.
As I turn my hand towards him, do I feel?
You feel it, just give a tug. One insistent tug.
I trust you. And I let go of it.
You release it, it flies straight at Benjamin Barbus Buckley.
Do I get to roll twice?
Yes.
You do get to roll
Yes.
twice, you release it.
Because
at
I rolled a
just the right
2,
moment.
and then my divinity spell comes in, and it helps me roll a 19.
A 19 total
With the +8, yeah.
is just barely enough.
Oh!
Drive into the writhing worm form of Benjamin Barbus Buckley. I would also like you to roll an extra 2d10 radiant damage.
Oh, a
Again, he
D8.
is an aberrant being.
15 damage.
And in addition to the 15 he's already taken from the Blight spell, that is now a total of 30 damage on Benjamin Barvis Buckley. Well done. And Benjamin Barvis Buckley, that'll take us to your turn. What would you like to do?
With my worm hands, I dust myself off. Sigmund and Dog Breath. Well played. The best spells you have, and here I stand. I tried to give you poetry, and you called me a betrayer, and now I have no choice but to give you the truest poetry of them all. Death. And with that, I turn to Sigmund and say, payback is a bitch. As I throw a plague of worms at him.
Now, Sigmund,
fuck did I
you
do?
see tentacles bursting out and reach toward you to wrap you up. I would like you to make a dexterity save.
Not my best. 14.
14 is not enough. As first, your arm is wrapped up, and you're almost picked up into the air by that one tentacle as other tentacles begin to weave around your other limbs. Not only are you restrained, and not only, as you feel the tentacles wrap around your face, are you blinded? I would like you, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, to please roll 5d8
Shit.
necrotic damage.
Shit.
19.
Oh.
Sigmund, you're taking 19 damage.
All right.
And then even worse, as you fail that saving throw,
Come on, man.
you feed upon the weakness. And we see him start to grow larger. It appears every time we fail a saving throw, he regenerates hit points. Suddenly, into the park area known as the Twilight Garden, we see running from the edge of the park toward us, Taram Wimbleworth. He is wearing the paper-mache imitation of Dog Breath's armor.
yes.
He has the fake beard on and the helmet, and he's rushing in. He says, don't worry, guys, I got this. It's fine. No worries. And he tries nervously to level a crossbow in the direction of this monster. Dog Breath, I'd like you to please roll a d20 plus a 3 for Benjamin Barvis Buckley. That's actually
for
quite
Taryn, yeah.
impressive for him.
This is amazing. I rolled a 3.
Absolutely. With a 3 plus 3,
Yes.
that'll be a whopping 6. You just see, don't worry, guys, I got this. Boink, and it just goes way above the Worm Lord and lands in the bushes on the other side of him. And he goes, oh, fuck! And he starts reloading his crossbow. That is the end of Taram Wimbleworther's turn. And the first thing that is going to happen is a fireball from a wand of fireballs that is being launched from a nearby rooftop.
Tumpy?
It is, you look up and you just see a knight with armor on and his hood up, with a wand pointed in the direction of the monstrous Worm Lord. Dog Breath, he avoided you. Sigmund, I'm going to need you with disadvantage to please roll a dexterity saving throw. And Benjamin Barvis Buckley,
boy.
please roll a dexterity saving throw. That's a d20 plus 6
It's
for you.
a 5 for your boy.
Not gonna be.
Why do you always die or get blinded and captured in all the fights?
And Benjamin Barvis Buckley, roll a d20 plus 6 to see if you can avoid the worst effect of this.
15.
15 is literally what you needed to get, was a 15 or higher. You, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, are taking 15 points of damage. I'm going to make a note of that. It is eating up
Whoa,
the most
whoa. How much am I
of your
taking?
temporary points of damage. And you are taking 30 points of damage, Sigmund. Are you still standing?
I have 1 hit point.
As you get knocked down to 1 hit point by fire,
Oh, come.
it burns with 1 hit point.
This is like every battle you get into.
I don't have any.
I'm here to help.
I got no options at this point.
With your 1 hit point, though, you do have enough senses to not see, but hear Friedrich say to you, take me, Sigmund. I can help. And you feel what you thought was a worm, but now you're realizing is the tendrily branch, the roots that are been growing of your Everseed, wrapping around your body and trying to reach out to your hand.
Friedrich, I need help. What do you want me to do?
Take my branch.
I guess grab, if I can, feeling around for...
You grab it. You feel it reaching towards you. You grab it, and it's like you feel the roots and branches entwine with your hand. I would like you to please roll a nature check.
25.
Okay, with the 25, you know exactly what's happening, and you can make a choice on this. You know that Friedrich is feeding his own life energy into you, Sigmund. You don't think it will give you any hit points. What you think you will get from this is another use of wild shape, if you accept.
And what would it do to Friedrich?
You don't know that. But you do know with the 25, this will not come free.
I let go.
Go.
And I take my other hand and I reach into where I know I've been holding it and I grab the gem of a fire elemental and throw it. Payback is a bitch again.
Strain condition gives you disadvantage. Make an attack roll.
A 15.
50, you rolled and it's a 15 to
Everything together is a 15.
The armor class of the Worm Lord is 16. You see the ruby bounce off of him just barely and land directly beside him with a 15. And it explodes into flames as a fire elemental comes rising up, howling with elemental anger, and then looks at you, Sigmund, and then at this creature. And I would like you, Sigmund, to please roll a d20 as long as you get a 6 or higher.
Okay.
Goes after the worm.
That seems more.
That seems more reasonable, yeah.
A 6.
A 6.
Christ.
6. You see him loom over you.
Oh my God.
As you speak primordial, you know he says, "You dare imprison me for an age. I will burn." And then he turns to the Worm Lord, "All of you," and reaches out to slam Benjamin Barbus Buckley right in the face. And I'm also going to say this. He almost kind of bumped into you as well, Sigmund, with the 6 you rolled earlier, but did no fire damage from
Okay.
him for some reason. And
in this moment,
yes.
somebody gives a call to our good boy.
Absolutely, 100%, Tumpy.
Well, so I figured it out, and it seems to be working greatly. So this what? Sigmund, are you okay?
You hear that telepathically in your mind.
God, is that you?
Well, I wouldn't say that so quickly, but we'll see what happens soon. A lot of things are happening. Someone's getting me a scepter, which is a great thing.
Tumpy, help!
Where are you? What's going on?
There's a park, Tumpy. There's a park in the upper city, please.
This is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible. I can send one of my men. I've got men now, which is tremendous, but it looks pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay, well, how quickly can I get there? How quickly can I get there?
Make a history check to see if you know how quickly you can get there, first of all. If you happen to do well on that, you'll earn advantage.
Did I just roll a nat 20 with
Okay.
with a plus 12 on my acrobatics?
35
I got
minutes.
32.
Absolutely. That's perfect. So what you know is that, in fact, the entrance to the caverns where you are actually, you believe, directly below the park itself. If you can just get up to the sewers, you can find a grate that is going to put you right next to the park. Where
Sigmund, stay where you are. I think you have to, but stay where you are, and I will be there so quickly. You'll say, "Oh, how did you do that so quickly?" You'll say, "What? That's amazing," and you'll tell people about it, and most people will know because I've done a lot of great things for you, and this will be another. Okay, Be safe.
So like I like this. You press the orb, just like poke it, and it goes.
Modern technology. Modern technology, and I know great technology.
It just shuts down the Zoom, as it were, and you are now running with the perfect this couldn't have worked out better. You parkour your way to the elevator. You're just like already Asmo is there waiting for you. You ride up to the surface, and you are able to immediately find a grate. You are climbing up onto street level. I would like you to roll initiative now.
17.
17. Awesome. That's perfect. Dark Breath, what would you like to do?
He's wrapped up my Sigmund friend.
He has wrapped up your Sigmund friend.
You think you can prey on the weak? Unhand my Sigmund friend. And then I'll send the sword to rip out of his chest and then hopefully sever the worm tentacles holding Sigmund friend.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Which will be my action.
Roll a d20 plus 8 with advantage.
You need this.
And then Benjamin Barvis Buckley, I would like you to roll a d20 plus 3 to see if you can do better than the sword.
18.
Okay.
11.
With an 11, that is not enough. Immediately, the important tentacles that were anchoring him in place, you sever 4 of them in a consecutive row.
I hit the ground with 1 HP. Hopefully no fall damage.
Okay, no fall damage. You're doing okay there.
Okay, I move forward to get my spinning aura back into his range because I think he moved out it.
Yes, your spirit aura, you step forward, so now you catch him back within the spirit aura range. Yeah.
I have felt your abomination powers in my dreams. You are not from this plane. And I keep moving forward. Hopefully, the guys will get him. And then I think I have an action.
You still have your action. Yes.
And I will, again, the thing that smashed his brains, I will smash my hammer on the ground, causing a reverberation of Toll of the Dead.
Yes.
And I don't think he looked smart or wise, but we will find out.
I'm going to need Benjamin Barvis Buckley to please roll a d20 plus 6 to see if you can beat the saving throw.
You're wise? Son of a bitch!
19 for strength. 19 is
No
enough.
damage.
Nice try, dog breath.
Boom. Nothing happened.
Shout to the ground. He's stronger than he was before. Last time you killed him with this spell. Now he shrugs it off just barely.
Now I'm a little bit what I just said.
So Tumpy, right after Dog Breath's turn, you do come climbing out of the sewers at this point, but that took you the whole turn to get there, and so you can kind of see them in the park now.
What the hell are these people doing? And what is going on over there? You know, I've been down there too long and the lights are bright. This is going to be quite some fun. Let's make something happen. Why don't we, folks? How far am I?
You are about 60 feet away from them right now.
All right, can I?
What you could do right now is you could make a stealth check, and that would set you up for next turn to do a sneak attack against him.
Well, I've got a 19, so this will be quite simple.
A 19 is enough. Despite his many eyes, Benjamin Barvis Buckley does not see you sneaking up on him.
And this is going to be so easy when you look at the talent and the ability of me. I'm just whispering to myself.
Absolutely.
No one will know because of the great things that I've done, and they will love what I've done. And so this will be good. And this battle has served me so well.
Benjamin Barvis Buckley, I just want to, before we get to your turn, make sure you're not doing any legendary actions. Unfortunately, since you don't have someone restrained by your worms anymore, you cannot feed upon them as you might have wanted to do. Also, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, please roll a d6 first of all, and then you're going to make a saving throw against the Spirit Guardians.
3.
3. You do not recharge your Plague of Worms. It's not an option for this turn. Also, make a Wisdom saving throw, d20 plus 6, to see if you're taking Spirit Guardians damage.
2.
No!
That is not enough. Please roll the entire
damage.
4d8 damage against him.
Tommy's gonna come in one turn, do more than everybody else.
That's per usual during the campaign. Tumpy comes in for the hero
I
moments.
slap people. I slap them. They don't know, but I do it. And I do it with great slap, which is an adjective.
I roll a 21.
21 points of damage. Excellent. You can see more and more worms exploding and withering up as they are getting just smashed to pieces by the tiny versions of you. Dog Breath, well done. Now, that's the start of your turn. You don't have Plague of Worms. You couldn't use legendary action and your regular actions right now. What are you thinking of doing, Benjamin Barvis Buckley?
I start to cry. Worm tears. Sigmund's on the ground, barely breathing. I throw a slam at him.
Please roll a d20 plus 8.
So 20 in total.
20 in total is going to be a hit, I assume?
It's gonna do it.
Sigmund, I will just say one more thing. The roots and branch that are growing out of Friedrich try to reach up to block the attack. Do you let them? You can easily push them down to protect Friedrich.
I see the slam coming, and I turn Friedrich away.
Away.
And I take it.
Absolutely. Take the hit. It's going to be 1d8 plus 3 damage, but we'll just
It doesn't matter. It's fucking KO.
It's a 6 plus.
9 points of damage. Just smashes you with a bunch of worms and tentacles. They grip you and grab you for just a moment and toss you to the ground.
Sigmund! As I go down, I say, Friedrich, never do that again. And I turn and
hit it. And you think you hear him say something. Sigmund, I'd like you to make a perception check real quick to see how well you can hear.
in 11.
You think just barely. You hear him say, "It's not over."
I move towards him. I grip him.
Who? Dog
Sigmund.
breath?
Fucking
Sigmund.
A,
Oh,
dude.
okay. You close in on Sigmund. Now, if you close in on him, there's a fire elemental right next to you. You take another 1d10 damage. Sigmund, you can roll that.
I know how
against.
fire elementals work, my guys. 3 points of damage.
3 more points of damage. All
So
right.
I have wrapped a tentacle around Sigmund.
Yes, you can. Absolutely. I would say as a bonus action, you can just wrap around his prone form, his
And I
unconscious
say,
form.
we aren't finished.
Absolutely. The fire elemental rages and continues to get ready to attack you. And
Motherfucker want to play D&D.
that's your turn, Worm Lord. Absolutely. Something else is going to happen. Terum loads up his crossbow. Please fire a d20 plus 3 for Terum.
He's not bad for Terum. Terum rolled an 11 plus 3 for a 14.
14.
getting closer.
He's getting so close.
He's triangulating
It
in.
lodges in one of the tentacles, and the tentacle just simply uncoils. It did not really pierce the rubbery hide of the worm it hit, unfortunately.
What a hero.
And the term, guys, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And that brings us to the Knights of the Division. I'm going to roll to see how many of them are launching fireballs. There are
He won't see me.
3 fireballs coming your way. They're just barely accurate enough to not hit either one of you.
thank God.
They're only hitting you. I will invite you to make just one saving throw against all of these fireballs being launched in your direction.
5.
Whoa!
is
He's
not
getting
enough.
roasted.
Yeah.
And you are taking 72
Wow.
damage. As the smoke and flames clear, it's like not a humanoid shape anymore. And what we see looks more like just a writhing pillar of worms with Benjamin Barbas Buckley's roughly shaped head at the end. You only are hanging on by sort of a thread at this point. That brings us to Sigmund's turn again.
I'm just rolling a death save, right?
You get
Stay
a 20,
alive!
You wake up again.
Not a 1.
Please.
Did you get a 1?
A 20.
You wake up feeling the tentacle wrapped around your leg with a single hit point. When you roll a 20, you wake up and get 1 hit point, and you get to do the full turn.
Wow.
And you
Wow.
notice something. You notice that there's something resting on your chest. It's Friedrich's root.
My homie.
He is feeding you just a speck of his life energy. It's not enough to affect him,
Okay.
don't you
I say,
think?
Friedrich, no, stop, Friedrich. And now that I'm not blinded, I cast Wrath of Nature, and one of the trees bends over, scooping a boulder that was decorative in this park.
Yes.
And fucking chucks it at my homeboy.
Boom! Like a catapult, it's just lobbing this rock in his direction.
And it's a solid 22.
finally hit
Sigmund.
against Benjamin Barbas Buckley.
That's going to be a cool 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage coming his way, absolutely. Still, you knock off a few more worms,
sweet.
and there's not that many left.
Okay, I run away.
Absolutely.
You're
Get up.
restrained.
Now, here's the
I'm
problem.
restrained.
You're restrained. You cannot break free without your action, unfortunately.
And
so
I
you
have
cannot run away.
and I don't want Friedrich's bonuses.
That'll bring us to Dog Breath next.
I want the finishing blow to be a slap. Okay, so first thing, I'll make sure my spiritual guardians are within range to bring down this behemoth of worms. Nobody likes me. Everyone just eats worms. You abomination, kill my friend and he come back to life? You steal it? No. And I'll cast Dispel Magic.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Your anti-aberrant spell, Dispel Magic, that will rid the world, hopefully, of this horror.
50% of the time.
50% of the time. And something is happening with your magic. As you try to do Dispel Magic, you're getting disadvantage. I would like you to roll 1d20 plus, I assume, plus 7 with the 5 from Wisdom and the 2 from the spell level.
15. That's pretty good, Tim.
15 is decent. But as you see him writhe before your eyes, there is a spark inside of you, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, that is growing. And what you see happening is suddenly a halo or an aura around him that's rising up, made of tentacles. Make an Arcana check real quick.
19.
And with a 19, you can just barely guess. It is a link, a connection, a portal to the aberrant plane that is opening up. And he's getting pushed partially through it, but not completely. You feel yourself half in and half out of this portal right now.
But
And that is your turn, Dog Breath. Anything with your move or bonus?
Fuck.
Absolutely. And that will bring us from your turn. No legendary actions until your next turn. Tumpy,
I'm sorry to say, the folks and the people and lots of people have been waiting strongly for Tumpy's return. And Tumpy will return so bigly and strongly, and he'll slap, because that's what he does. And he slaps with great grace. But he's doing this, and I'm saying this all as I'm whispering, so quietly. So quietly, because he wouldn't hear it. He wouldn't hear it at all. I can whisper quietly, quieter than most people. And I invented most people. But I come up to this crazy worm creature, I say, excuse me. Excuse me. And I hit him with a booming blade.
Yes.
What I call the master slap.
First of all, roll to see if it hits.
So this rolls an 18.
I don't think you did.
With an 18.
18.
That is just barely a hit against Benjamin Barvis Buckley.
35 in a great slap.
Benjamin Barvis Buckley had 33 points left. You are slain.
Boom!
As the battle paddle chops the head, slaps the head
The head
right
will be
off your
slapped
shoulder.
off so quickly they'll say, oh, that's good. What a slap. That's what he does, folks. And he does it so strongly and greatly. And they all know. They all know. They all know.
I'm just it's like dying.
I pay no mind. King Dumpy. That's good. Ew, this thing is yucky. Super yucky. Lots of worms and other things. He's completely dead.
Let me just ask you to please make a perception check,
Brilliant.
Tumpy.
Okay, I got a nat 1 for a fought.
He's absolutely slain, no problem.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I slay people and I know when they're slain. I know that they're slain.
Can I do a perception or insight check?
Everybody can do a quick perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay, with a natural 20. You're noticing something. The worms are writhing, and most of them are dying. Most of them. But some of them are not. There are about 20 to 30 worms that are beginning to move around and slither back into the aberrant plane is where you see these worms trying to get to. You also know, Dog Breath, he's still in the area of effect of your spirit guardians, unless I'm mistaken. And I'd say the worms are still on fire also. I know how many hit points the swarm of worms has, so there is still a chance. But
I'll roll fire.
Tumpy also has a bonus action left, Dog Breath, with a critical hit. Do you shout anything to Tumpy?
He saved the city! He's here!
It's Tumpy the Great, and there's nothing more to do here,
I'm
folks.
so
I've
happy
slapped
he's
him to
here.
death.
And then I will see the worms on the ground and put together. Tumpy, step back!
Okay. But we all know what happened here, folks, and I did it with the slap. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm hoping it's instantaneous.
Thank
that they-
you.
10 points of fire damage.
Almost half of the worms are burned up with 10 points of damage. You think you see a dozen worms left. Each point of damage kills one worm. How much damage do you deal with? 4d8.
13.
13 is exactly enough.
Whoa!
Last worm. You begin popping them one by one, crushing and destroying these worms. One leaps
Good
through
work.
the air, and one of your spirit guardians swats it out of the air like a goalie. Another one leaps up. He's about to escape, and you see two of your guardians swoop down. Together, they catch the worm in between their hammers and smush the final worm that was Benjamin Barbas Buckley's corporeal form.
I want my story told on tablets and other things. And
There's a fire elemental, just FYI.
I'm talking to the fire elemental, who's now my great friend. He loves me. I can see he likes me greatly. Right?
Absolutely. I'm going to roll to see who the fire elemental is going
you're dead.
after right
I
now.
actually-
You're a completely dead
Can
character.
I do anything, or you tell me?
Benjamin
what I can do?
Barbas
I'm just going to
Buckley
let you
is
know
actually-
you were going to get a turn before the fire elemental goes. The fire elemental is currently looking at dog at the moment, actually.
You're just, that's so good. You're just dead. Your character's
No,
gone.
2 episodes is pretty good.
That's a good length. That's got me right.
Will you tell me?
So
It's crazy.
just to be clear, the fire elemental's looking at dog breath, and that means that after the worm lord's turn ends
love
with
it.
his death, that is when Terram's turn would be up. Seeing the fire elemental turn upon dog breath with a roar of flames,
No. No.
begins to charge and jumps in front of dog breath. Then the knights begin to converge.
This
on
kid
the
is so dumb.
Sick.
Did you say Taram jumped in front of me?
jumped in front of you with all of his hit points.
He's got paper mache armor. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. He's got his own armor.
My
And,
spirit guardians immediately hit him.
oh,
fuck.
To be honest, you were not able to designate Terram as an ally. As he rushes, don't worry, dog breath. I'll say, oh. Suddenly, he entered the area, and when you enter the area, it affects you immediately. Please roll 48 damage against Terram Wimbleworther.
18. So exactly.
18 points of damage is enough. That Terram falls unconscious to the ground.
Taram!
As dog breath
as
guys
your
just start
tiny
smashing
versions
up
of dog breath, like robots, their eyes just glow golden, and they fly in and just begin smashing across the back of the shoulders and the face. And he goes, no, you don't understand.
No,
I'm
dude.
dog breath's friend. And that is when one just flies down and gets him right in the forehead. You see blood
When is my turn, Tim?
streaming down.
Stop
his
telling me
face.
this.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Terram falls unconscious at your feet, and he looks up and goes, but I thought, boom, one just
Yes.
off his fucking face. And he falls unconscious before your very
His
eyes.
hero.
Wow.
Sigmund, you are up now. What would you like to do?
I don't want this thing to burn Terram further.
Yeah.
I have a Pokeball.
You do. You have an empty
This worked last
elemental
time.
gem.
I choose you!
Absolutely.
Get back in there!
You see for just a moment before you had seen it get sucked into the Pokeball, into the gem,
Yeah.
and then it shook a little bit, and then it broke free. This time you see it go inside, and it's barely a split second before it explodes.
Oh, didn't like
the
that.
gem. It got a 21 on its saving throw. It roars back to life, and it looks at you, Sigmund. Anything with your mover bonus
I will say,
and your 1 hit point?
I'm so. Dog breath, get away. And I'll say, Terram, not like this. And I cast Healing Word.
Go ahead and roll. How many hit points did you just give him?
7.
7 hit points. He wakes up with full hit points. Everybody. 7 restores him back up to full. Well done.
And these little guys are so
And
good.
there's still wailing upon him at the start of his next turn, and he doesn't understand enough to know to get out of there. So we'll leave it up to see what happens next. But that's your action. That's your bonus. Anything with your move, just making sure.
This thing's coming at me.
It's coming at you now.
I'll say, come and get me, and I'll start running away.
You start luring this thing towards you and running away from it, and it's bearing down upon you right now. Absolutely.
That won't hurt me.
And that is going to bring us from Sigmund's turn to the elemental. The elemental is going to come running after you.
Does it burn anyone, though?
I am going to see
I'm gonna get
it
burned
goes
alive.
who it might bump past. It's going to bump past someone. Tumpy, I'm sorry to say it is you that is getting bumped.
That's ridiculous.
During your
Four.
speech of all time.
Yeah. And I know it was getting hot in here, but it's getting hotter and hotter.
3 points of damage coming your way, Tumpy. That is all. Either you dodge that and take half damage, or you get a free attack against him as he goes by you.
I'll attack it. Yeah.
Absolutely, you take a slap at this elemental. It's got about, it's at 1/4 down after 25 points of damage. So go ahead and give it a slap.
Well, I will do what I always do and get a nat 20.
A nat 20.
No, this is 17.
No,
17 plus 10.
I have good deception. That's totally wrong. I thought I saw a nat 20.
Absolutely.
Totally wrong. That's 27.
27 is a whopping hit, and you're getting your full sneak attack damage against him now. So
18 total slap points.
18 slap points against the fire elemental is going to be
Poor Tarum.
All right.
I want my
Fire
friend to
elemental's
come
not
up.
looking great at this point. Your magical attack deals full damage to it. It is going to decide whether it turns around as a result of that. It does not. It bears down upon Sigmund.
You're afraid.
instead.
You're afraid with good reason. You see these strong biceps, muscles that I've worked for years and years, billions and millions of push-ups and other things. I'm talking
He keeps glancing over his shoulder like, what, me?
The entire time I've come up from the surface, I've just been talking. I haven't taken a break.
And I've had great people who've helped me, great trainers, great people who've said you're strong, which were very great encouragement. I feel Sigmund would have done great work.
This fire elemental swiping over Sigmund's head and missing him. He can bump into you and deal.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I got 1 HP.
It's true. Only 1 point of fire damage. That is the one amount you could have survived.
Wow.
You're taking half damage from this fire, and so he
fuck
reaches
yeah.
out to burn you. The fire does not hurt you, but he's tried to grab your arm. Your gauntlet is touched, and it burns away.
Ooh.
What do we see, Sigmund?
You see a hand with coursing veins, pulsing magma. I don't know how he reacts to that.
I would like you to actually roll, without saying a word, just a persuasion check to represent how he's reacting to that.
19.
With a 19, he shakes for just a moment, then pulls back and lets go. He looks at the hand, looks at you, looks at the hand again, and in Primordial says, "One of us?" That is the end of the fire elemental's turn. Dog breath.
All these secrets, people coming out of sewers. Someone keeps dying and reviving in my turn. It's ridiculous for the emotional roller coaster to get on camera. Tarum! I immediately drop my spirit guardians. I rush over to him.
They were like flying towards him, and then they just disperse.
I imagine him below me. My
Looking
poor,
up, and then they are all gone, and he looks at you.
my poor sweet summer child.
I don't understand.
You're so brave.
I don't understand. Why did it happen? Why did they hurt me?
You're just so young. You have to train before you do things like this, Tarum. Never again jump in front of battle.
He's taking his helmet off, and this vibe is kind of like, I don't want to play anymore. He takes the helmet off. There's all these holes in the helmet with smoke rising from them, and like little flames crackling on the helmet. And he goes, "I'm sorry." And he hands it to you, or tries to.
Take my beats. Say a prayer to attune. This isn't over. And then I'm going to move away from
you. The chain you gave him, he pulls it out of his pocket. He had been keeping it right by his heart.
Get back to cover. And I'm going to move towards running away fire elemental.
You moving towards me?
No, your slapping of the city is just, you're just pontificating, right?
And that's when I think it was 2004, one of these years that I first started working out. And those people were saying, "You're not strong." I said, "Excuse me." And I became so strong.
Tumpy, we have to help Sigmund. This isn't over. And I'm going to cast Toll of the Dead.
Toll of the Dead.
With 17, 25 damage. I bang my Boom! And I do my Toll of the Dead.
Another gong echoing out, and the fire elemental shakes, and then it looks and hisses back at you.
Batoons love! And a healing word. Points to bonus action. 8. That's
8
my whole
points
turn.
to Sigmund?
8 points to Sigmund.
Absolutely. The light of a tune shines upon Sigmund, and your wounds begin to seal. Dog breath, that's your turn, and that will bring us to Tumpy next.
Right, and what I have to say is great, but can Sigmund can hear me?
Yes, certainly.
Old friend, it's good to see you. You're very welcome for all the things I've done, and you remember what I did in the last battle. I turn to the fire elemental, 20 feet away.
Ken.
I walk quickly, 20 feet for another tremendous use of my booming blade. So slap. 31.
31.
So you just...
Rogues it all.
But they're working at and the triceps were late to the game. I learned about triceps later, and then and they turned out to be quite useful, I'd say.
Absolutely.
I'd like to use my bonus action and take a few steps away. Say it's been good to know you. And
Tries to swipe, but you easily tumble out of the way.
well,
of
it's
that.
nothing. Excuse me. It's nothing.
Just an
the
easy
talent
side
is
step.
beyond anything most people have seen, and so I step back.
Absolutely. You're now out of melee with him, which does turn his attention back onto Sigmund with his last remaining hit points. On what was Benjamin Barbas Buckley's turn, that is when you hear in your mind a voice. And Dog Breath, you're the only one hearing the voice. It's coming through that small rift right in front of you. And you hear it say, "Come to me, Dog Breath." I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I rolled a 1 on the first one, Tim.
You start
I
to
rolled
step
a
forward.
2 on the second one. I have a +9 for an 11. On my emboldening bond, I rolled a 4 for a 15 total.
Wow.
One of the lowest rolls I can get.
Absolutely. With a 15, Dog Breath begins walking towards the rift. I will require for Terum an insight check to see if he notices. He has a d20 plus a 0 on this.
11 for Tarum.
But he's okay with an 11.
Oh.
That is just
Targeting.
enough. That he goes, "Dog Breath, what are you doing?" It's only when you don't respond and take several steps forward towards the rift. He goes, "Dog Breath, no!" And he leaps.
Darren
Try
keeps
to
leaping.
grab
He keeps
you.
leaping.
He doesn't listen, Tim.
I would like you to please roll for Terum a d20 plus 1 to try to save you. Actually, no, yeah, plus
Keeps
1.
natural 1.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
trips. I
my
had
God.
prepared for what a natural one would be, and it's not good.
Oh, no.
Terum
just-
tried to tug on you. You easily broke out of his grip.
Fuck you,
And he goes, no. When he looks around in a panic, he tries to dive in front of you.
Oh my God.
And he trips on a root
No.
and tumbles through the rift into the aberrant
No.
Oh my God.
Come on, my boy.
My
and
guy.
begins to plummet downward. You see him fall through and disappear
No.
downward. Dog Breath is currently still walking toward the rift. Dog Breath, when you see Terum tumble through, take another wisdom saving throw. Only 1, though.
15.
15 is still not enough, I'm sorry to say. You're still walking towards the rift right now, Dog
Wasn't
Breath.
meant to be.
Taryn Wimbleworther, man.
Terum! And he doesn't even have time to say anything. He just goes, and falls. Environmental takes one last glance at Sigmund and says in Primordial, "What are you?" And then magic missiles begin to hurtle towards the Fire Elemental. Pop, pop, pop. They explode. Fire Elemental is slain by the knights, and they begin immediately ordering all civilians backward away from this crime scene. You see Knight Commander Matthias, the one who fired the final shots, stepping forward and going, "What the hell is going on here right now?" And then a louder, angrier voice interrupts him. "I would like to know that as well." General Ventheris begins marching toward us with a furious look on his face, Sigmund is up next. You see him about to, right after your turn, step through the rift.
I yell, dog breath, no! And I will. I cannot get in range of him.
Millions, probably billions.
Did the water, the fire, gotta get the earth.
I know so many elements. Water. I know the wet. Excuse me. I know the wettest water.
I
know
will
fire.
use my wrath of nature. Make a strength saving throw, dog breath.
I invented.
As roots come grabbing at your feet.
Mm-hmm.
I invented tape.
People are like paying attention, like cocking their heads, like, whoa.
Oh,
gosh,
wow.
I invented tape.
Strength saving throw.
Interesting, Tim. I rolled a 4. I got a +0 on this. And then my foresight, I rolled a natural 1.
So you're using your foresight, but it's not enough. The roots come bursting out, right? Correct? You got
Well, I'm saying the foresight did a good thing.
I chuck a thorn whip at him and attempt to pull him. I have a 19 to hit. Does that hit you, Henry?
With an armor class of 17.
Or hit by the vine whip, and I will say that with the thorn
You're gonna
whip,
take some damage.
you're gonna take some damage, definitely. I think 3.
8 damage.
You got. I assume you're still
And I
standing.
start tugging you closer to me, and I can pull you up to 10 feet closer.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I haven't gotten to do anything with this spell. This is great.
Now,
This is like what?
I'm like, you're restrained, and I'm pulling you closer to me.
unfortunately, he's still like 25 feet away from the rift, and that's one move away. If he does break free,
Any area of ground in the cube that is covered by grass or undergrowth is difficult terrain for my
that's
enemies,
gonna make
though.
all the difference.
This exact spell is for me when I go rogue.
Yeah, it's like invented for this
It
moment.
grabs you, brings you
I-
closer,
I-
makes it
I can use
difficult.
it on dog breath,
against
right?
him, so it's difficult terrain for
All
him.
right.
100%.
You're not going anywhere.
Wow.
I'll fucking
Even if
lock
you break
you down.
free, you shouldn't be able to get.
I invented Velcro as well. Other things. Millions of things.
So you see all of the foliage and vines just holding dog breath back at this point, including some that are coming from my arm.
And as you're held in place, dog breath, your turn would be up next. I would like you to first of all attempt to break free of the roots. So please roll a athletics check.
Great. I rolled a 19.
19 is enough that you break free of the roots.
Dude, I haven't rolled that good in so long.
You begin to move 25 feet forward, which with the difficult terrain puts you not through the rift.
I'm slowing you down like
Just
I'm
barely
dragging your
by
feet.
essentially getting 1 or 2 squares that took double movement. You're literally right in front of the rift. As your turn ends, you continue to hear the voice, "Come to me."
I shake my head and break out of it.
Before you do that, make 1 separate d20 roll to represent whether you have control of the eye still or not. It opens and looks through the rift.
I got a 22 with no D4.
With a 20 or higher, you see this massive eye, the size of bigger than Riven, the city itself. A massive eye in the distance looking at you. Your eye looks back on it, and you break free of the domination effect. Dog breath, you can take 1 step back at the end of your turn. And that is all that you get to do. Think you're
I'll
ready.
drop to one knee, touching the grass, grounding myself.
I mean, the grass is grabbing you.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, the grass wraps around your hands a little bit, just like tugging you back away from the rift.
Did I bite anyone? Is there blood anywhere? I'm looking around for blood.
You do not see any blood, but you think with your passive perception you hear a
Sigmund?
distant and familiar scream through the
Sigmund?
rift.
I'm running
Tumpy?
up to him and going, dog breath, no, don't go through.
Tumpy? Where's Tarim? Where's Tarim? I look at the portal.
Look at the portal, make a perception check.
Please don't fall back into its spell.
While it's happening, I slowly make my way over.
24.
24, you peek through the portal, you can see the chain from your holy symbol held by a hand that is in a mass of tentacles slowly
Oh, you
my
sick fuck.
God.
I thought he was hanging on the
I thought he was saying.
I can't. We have to save him, but I can't help.
Dog breath.
from
I would like one reason I don't slap you back to where you've come.
Scum or cum?
Where you've scum, because you're scum, you're total scum, what you've done with...
Dogbreath, did you open this rift?
Explain to me. I'll slap that belly. I'll slap it so strong. Belly slap.
It's not me. It can't.
I step away from Dogbreath and go, Dogbreath, did you... What did you open that rift, Dogbreath?
You're nasty.
Nasty.
I opened the rift, but that's the power I have. But I had control.
I'm stepping away. I'm also aware that my, I think, entire arm.
Yes, is visible.
What's that?
What is that?
I'm pulling it under my cloak if I can.
Make a stealth check real quick.
That is a
Tumpy, you of all
14.
people.
I invented tinfoil.
No. Living too live.
14 is enough that the average knights and guards around here are not
Betray
seeing.
me.
But Dog Breath definitely
Give me more
sees.
info, dude.
Some of the other
Okay.
people are definitely going to see.
Oh yeah, I forget. You guys have been sitting here the whole time, but
I'm gonna try to step slowly back, and I'm gonna, if I can, Tumpy.
guys,
We can't-
listen to me. Listen, if this is the only time you hear me, for weeks, for months, that spell, the 9th level spell, let me see future visions. I know this bee is gonna appear.
A bee?
You just hear, I have 6-second foresight, baby. Barvis Buckley, he was sent here. He was sent here to take me, to do something with my body. This eye, this part of me that's been growing. I'm not bad. And these rifts, they're important. They're links. This is why your brother is in this affliction.
I will slap your belly if that helps, but
The slapping of the belly won't help. It's
I've seen it do quite.
it's controlling the belly.
I think it'll help.
It's
No, I think it'll help.
using friendship, please.
Yeah, I back up. I'm trying to take it on. It's a lot, Dogbreath. What are you saying? And I hit a tree, and it just sort of embraces me, and it gives me like a little cuddle.
Can you cuddle me?
And what?
Pats your back.
Yeah, and I'm just stepping back as the.
I
next
swear,
mission.
I'm
Not sure what you're doing.
I say, Tumpy, I can't be here anymore. I have to go home. I have to leave. I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't have come. And I cast transport via plants. And I'll say,
Right.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't. And
Sigmund!
and the tree splits
if you're gonna make it.
like a womb.
Right, right, back to the womb.
And I.
Metaphor.
Barvis was lying to you, I swear. He was lying to you. That's why I struck him down.
I shouldn't have been here. And is all that I'm saying.
You're safe and sound in Haven right now.
You tell us who you want to pick up with.
Meanwhile,
You've got the right to remain silent.
absolutely
Your aberrant
yes.
magic will be held against you in a court of law by a jury of probably some peers, in some cases people who you don't know. But you see what's happening with the people in the city, and the people see what you're doing, and you're doing what they don't want you to be doing, and so you will do things that you don't want to do. Those are your rights, and that's written by me. I'm the chosen one. No one said it.
As you're saying that, General Van Thirst is coming in and just kind of like elbowing Tumpy and Knight Commander Matthias out of the way. And he looks down at you, Dog Breath, with disgust. And he says, Matthias, high security vault for this one.
I surrender. I have the right to remain silent. I know that, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Start leading you towards the bastion of the edge, the headquarters of the Knights of the Division. Matthias ignores Dog Breath and kind of takes you aside, Tumpy, for a second. And, but he says to you, Tumpy, I think Dog Breath may be in danger to himself.
I need to talk to Mac. I need to talk to Attune.
Things are slipping through, I think. This is probably not the only rift to the aberrant plane. We caught something that we think came through.
I'm getting hysteric now. I'm going, the city is it's gonna fucking die.
That's not so good. You've caught something, you've said.
Yes.
You've caught something not so good.
It calls itself Genetump, but I don't know if it really...
That's terrible.
It's just using a name.
That's terrible.
It's just
It
using a name.
infiltrated the Knights, and
General,
they're under his control.
General, say no more. You're speaking to the right person. When you see what I can do for you. I can do so much. Why don't I take care of this for you? I can question it. I've got great words. I know the best words. And I can get information. And in some cases, I could probably make you happier with what I've done, I'd say.
This would be highly unorthodox. I really make a persuasion check. You know what Grainer
Super high DC.
Yeah.
Super high DC.
24.
With a 24, he says, well, I can't have you come in. You're not a knight.
Of course not.
But
Of course not.
Tumpy, seems like everybody here loves you in the city, and you seem to have a pretty good track record when it comes to locking down aberrant threats. He gestures at Dog Breath.
This is true. True.
Do you think if you took a look at this thing, you could maybe provide us with
Yes.
consulting and
Yes.
insight?
Yes, and I would do it free of charge, unless you've got a budget. I would do it free of charge.
The people will trust what you say. That's not something I find insubstantial, and your expertise may be helpful here. Why don't you come with us to the Bastion? You can step inside. I can't leave you alone with a prisoner, but I can maybe have you take a look.
It's perfect. All right, lead the way. Go ahead.
Absolutely. He starts bringing you to the Bastion. Let me just ask, the battle paddle, is it anywhere visible right now? Do you have it out?
Yeah, I'm walking with it.
He says, I'm sorry. Could I take a look at that for just a moment? I couldn't help but notice you have that paddle, that oar with runes upon it.
Well, I think this is mine, right? Property rights. You know rights so strongly.
Just stepped into the Bastion through the doors. Both of you are going downstairs towards where the prisoners are.
And in fact, I actually would love to show you. But unfortunately, I've been having to go restroom potty for a long time. I have to get to the bathroom. Where's your nearest bathroom?
Trying
I'll show
to
you
look
right
at the
after.
paddle. Please make a deception check on him.
Potty so badly. I've
No
got to
advantage
go.
on this.
A super.
In fact, roll with disadvantage. Roll a second time and take the lower number.
I've had to go potty for so many hours that I have a 12.
At 12. He says, no. Stop right there. The paddle, please.
Well, it's just you'll have to give it back quickly because it's mine. You understand my rights.
I'll give it back. You toss it to him. He catches it. He looks at it. Once we have figured out why there are aberrant runes upon this.
Aberrant ruins. What a! I don't know what those could be doing.
Yes,
That's
make
not-
another deception check. I
Aberrant
didn't know they were
Aberrant runes. What? I'm like, what, you think I have something to do? I have a great. I got a 23. I don't know. Aberrant runes.
This sometimes weapons make their way into the city, and not everyone understands.
I
what they've
found
gotten
this
their
paddle.
hands upon.
I found the paddle, and I
right.
said, that's a pretty rune. I said, wow, that could hit someone. And I've been slapping and saving the day with these runes. So maybe you shouldn't judge a person by the runes on the
No
paddle.
judgment,
Just-
but don't leave this building until we've had a chance to return this paddle to you once we have ensured it is safe to be in the city. And he puts your paddle away on his back.
You've lied to me. You said you'd give it back quickly. You said you'd give it back quickly.
Once we know it's safe, we'll return it to you. That is our job, after all.
Knight Commander Matthias, if that is your real name.
As you say, if that's your real name, a knight had been loitering towards the door and has stepped forward, and for just a moment, one of their eyes changes into a pebbly purple lid with a violet eye that winks at you, and then they just make a muscle move. It's Carolyn, the individual that you sent to replace Knight Commander Matthias, kind of leaning over his shoulder, and she starts to go, she does that. Knight Commander Matthias will make an insight check. Did not notice what you just did.
So where is this beast?
He leads the way. You see your battle paddle on his back. You see Dog Breath being led down another flight of stairs as you are being led towards a door. And he opens the door, waves you inside. You see your sister Jenna Tump, who is currently still. Make an Arcana check real quick for me. You're noticing that in this room, she is in her true form.
18.
Your sister. With an 18, as you are about to step inside and notice your foot begin to change slightly, that you realize something. If you walk into this room, you will change back into your true form as well.
I have to tell you, Knight Commander.
You see her head look up and she goes, no fucking way.
Wait, I have to tell you, before I interrogate this creature that you've so wanted me to do, and I say that loudly, before I step, I have to go so badly. And I've told you before, so this story is consistent. I'm going to use the bathroom, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry what you want me to go. I'm going to give you the worst interrogation you've ever seen. The worst you've ever seen if you make me step in this room without letting me go. So I'm going to go to use the bathroom.
You don't have disadvantage, but you do have to make a deception check and get a 20 or higher.
For the consistency. And what I get is a natural 20.
What the fuck,
Can't believe
My
it.
deception is beyond what you would ever believe.
No, because you were consistent.
Because I was consistent.
He thinks he smells a fart.
It's just
Starts to smell something kind of, Matthias. And then from inside, you hear the voice of your sister say, I don't want anyone pissing on me. And Matthias goes, okay, bathroom is upstairs. Come right back down or else you're losing your opportunity.
Well, frankly, I'd like a little safety because you have my paddle. I can't say protect myself unless you give me my paddle. Or maybe you let this guard right here come with me. You choose. That's your choice. It's for your free choice, but I have to use the bathroom.
Says, I'm keeping the paddle.
I'm playing the game, folks.
You there. And he goes, Sir Carolyn. And he just doesn't register that. And he just goes, follow him upstairs. And she goes, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. And she says the second sir to you, Tumpy. And she goes, come on. And then as you're going upstairs, she's like, sorry, was that too much?
No, that's great. I love what you're doing. You're doing a great job, but don't do the eye thing. I don't like the wink thing. You got to figure out a new strategy.
Okay, all right. I'll just wink and not change my eye.
So as we're turning the corner, I'd like to say a few words to my great. You're great. You're great, and you're going to be so great. But I need you to know, sir, because I don't want you to hurt anyone, okay? I think I've made that clear.
I just kind of got here, so I haven't had a chance, but I'm going to get him.
Okay. Don't be so... What? Let's be a little specific, because I'm a little worried that you're not going to do
You said don't hurt, but what if I just punch him in the head? Knock him out.
If it has to come to that, maybe one punch, but I don't want him.
I'm going to grab your paddle. I'll hit him with that.
No, that's the paddle's too strong. You know the paddle's too strong. It's my paddle. I'm King Tumpy. You know that better.
Okay.
You know that probably better than anyone. But here's what I want you, if you can, okay, if you can, don't slap, don't punch. If you can, I want you to capture him with the chain. You capture him. Yes, but he's safe. You don't hurt him, right? And you don't let anyone see. You do it quietly. You do it quietly. I can distract, but you do that. And then what I need you to do is you come back and if you've been studying his movements, you know how he looks. I need you to play him. Can you do that?
And you see her just, luckily no one's around, but she changes her face into Matthias' face. She just goes, oh, Matthias. Pretty good, right?
That's not good at all. That's not good at all. I'm going to be Matthias. And I need you to just take him away from me. Can you do that?
Hey, I can do that.
And you will be rewarded so greatly. So greatly.
I'll make sure. She just starts doing
See, no, don't do that. No, I don't want you to do that.
Oh, no, I not punch him, but
okay, you're not going to punch him. Okay. So I'll go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom.
You pop it into the bathroom, and when you emerge out of the bathroom, you see Carolyn in her knight form again waiting for you, except she just whistles and shakes in her hand the shackles. Let's go! And she's just poking you back down the stairs.
Okay. Very good. Very well.
Meanwhile, Dog Breath, you are being led down into the sub-basement, where all you see is doors. They activate one of the doors, open it up, and you see a cell that you had just seen in your vision, the same cell that you were locked in when you heard the city under attack. And General Ventheris points inside.
I need to talk to Matthias. Please, wait, I just need a couple words with him.
I'm sure you would like to have that softy here talking to you. But no such luck. You're a monster, and that's what I deal with in this city. Monsters. Get inside.
Push
You try one persuasion check
17.
with a 17. He waits for you to go inside. Do you go into the cell?
Yeah, of course. Let me talk to Matthias. He just needs to hear a couple words. I seen a vision. He knows what to do with these.
You're going to talk to me first. And he kind of gestures to one of the knights. We're going to lock you in here and let you think about what's happening. But if you seek mercy, if you want to talk to Matthias, Chadrick, what happened to him? What have you done? Why didn't he come back with you? And why did you come back with a monster instead in tow?
Oh, shit. Chadrick fought so bravely. We were on the plane of air.
What happened?
He used his rope to pull an island out of the ground. I swear. and
Get to the point.
and then
Where
the
is
Prince
he
of
now?
Eagles, he passed away because a Cyclops squid smashed him. So I used my Revivify spell, level 3, you need dust, and I casted it on him, and then abomination.
Slams the wall, steps into the room with you. So he's like,
I'm telling the
armoring his
truth.
sword, depowering as he steps into this magical room, a de-magical room.
Chadwick's gone.
What do you mean, gone?
He stepped in front of the body when it was changing, and a portal opened up, and he fell through it.
What portal? How? One of your portals?
The last I saw of him was dust, okay? The eye opened up, and that portal that was he was in there. He's in that plane. I swear.
Dog breath? I believe you. Because I knew you had done this.
No. It was I lost it. I just blinked and he was gone. I didn't
should
plan.
trust myself more often. I know a monster when I see one. He turns away and begins to walk out of the room. This thing on his stomach is the reason that he turns back to you, the one person that I truly cared. And he turns to one of the knights. If they want dog breath on the plane of air, then they shall have him. Ready him. Seal the door. And as you're about to shout something, you just see stone rise up and seal the doorway as you try to slam yourself against it.
Wow.
And that will bring us back to you again, Sigmund. Sigmund, you're in Haven right now.
I will, keeping this over top, start to creep back towards the temple, avoiding people if I can.
Make a stealth check to avoid people.
Stealth and checking.
Checking the
23.
So with a 23, you sneak successfully back to the Eye of the Gods Temple.
I like creeping around and I'm trying to find if my father is there. And if he's there, I do not want to see him.
Yes, you can see both your father and mother.
Mother? Father?
They suddenly turn, and the Hierophant, an old furball, and they all look in your direction, and the Hierophant points. Aha! There he is. And your father is like, oh, my boy.
I've rushed up. I gave my dad a hug. I said, I shouldn't have left. I'm sorry, father.
No. It is, in a sense, it is good. The Hierophant, he is just giving us the news. It's time. You may plant your seed. He has told us it is time. And the Hierophant steps forward and says, indeed. But first we must learn that it is true. Sigmund, is it true? You went through the rift to the elemental plane of air.
This is true, but Mother was right. I should not have gone. It was a mistake. I should not have trusted my instincts. I should have stayed here and listened. Friedrich nearly died for me today, and the knights are after us, and I'm sorry for what I've done.
Seed, It is still intact. May we see it?
I extend Friedrich.
They look down at the Everseed, and your mother just kind of covers her mouth. Your father nods, and the Hierophant says, then it is true. The Everseed is intact, and you have gone beyond our realm. This has not happened in an age, but it is an ancient tradition of our order that one who sets step a foot beyond our world must be welcomed into the inner circle. Whether you like it or not, her mother begins to speak, and he puts out a hand to silence her. This is not up for discussion. If you have entered the plane of air, you must join us now, Sigmund.
So I have 9 HP.
They're looking at
And
your
no
injuries,
spells.
kind of. Yeah. Rest. You must rest to be ready for your ceremony. And at dawn, you will plant your seed, and we must tell you the secrets of our order.
I will say, I also entered a plane of water, so that's 2 planes.
Well, then, definitely in that case, yes.
And I look at my mom. Okay. I will see you in the morning. And I thank the Hierophant. I go into my room. I have literally one last spell slot.
Deal with it.
I cast Speak with Plants.
Yes.
And I speak to Friedrich.
Before you say anything to him, as soon as you cast the spell, Friedrich says, they have told you you must plant me now. Yes?
That is what the Hierophant says.
I know.
But I'm not ready.
You must be.
I'm going to sneak out
Okay.
if I can.
And make a stealth check.
So then a 20 stealth. And I sneak out of the temple. And I go, if there's a place that I would feel safe, as a kid, that I would find. I'm still talking to Friedrich. I'm saying, Friedrich,
It's like a spot in the woods, yeah.
it was what happened today. I was not ready, and you almost gave your life for me. And I'm not worth that. And so I dig a hole. And I put Friedrich in there. I'm trying to keep him safe.
Make a persuasion check with advantage on Friedrich as you bury him.
A 19.
Sigmund, you must be ready. You must learn what the druids have hidden from you. The true circle is the shrouded circle, and you must know our purpose to fulfill your destiny.
I say, Friedrich, my purpose is to keep you safe. And I have failed over and over again. But I won't ruin that. And I cover him up. I say, I will come back for you, Friedrich. But we cannot go through with the ritual. I love you.
Place your hand on the dirt, and you hear from within, I love you, Sigmund, and I would protect you too. And then I would like you to make a perception check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. As you're getting ready to walk away, suddenly you realize someone's watching from the woods. They were a silhouette in the trees. There's something familiar about the silhouette, but you don't know what.
Who is that? Who goes there?
They start to run.
I need to see who this is because I need
Absolutely.
Friedrich safe. I will thorn whip
Absolutely.
to grab these
You
mofos.
thorn whip them successfully. You'll pull them closer to you. Roll an attack with thorn whip.
Oh,
no
fuck.
Advantage, no
10.
10 total?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thorn whip shoots through the air and just wraps around a branch nearby that they duck under, and they keep running. You can make a nature check real quick.
A 20.
With the 20, you know they just cast Pass Without Trace upon themselves.
Oh, fuck.
To try to hide themselves.
All right, I'm gonna fucking pray and try to hit him with the thorn whip and pull him in.
Roll with disadvantage this time because you're having trouble aiming for them.
An 18.
18 is the lower of the two rolls.
Wow.
18 is literally the armor class that you need. Please deal damage with Thorn Whip first.
I'm not trying to deal damage. If I can do a nature check to like
Make a nature check
Yeah.
to try to reduce the damage.
a 9. I'm not good at this.
9. Please roll damage.
A 15.
15 damage. And you see it wrap around her arm. It's bleeding. And into the moonlight, you pull your mother.
Oh my
He
God.
looks up at you and says, "The Everseed. Give me it." And that is where we will end.
Mothers, dude.
All right.
Fucking momager.
Oh my God. Cut that.